Okay, so this video is going to be pretty basic. It's about formatting your spreadsheet. So right now, I have all my data in from my 10 schools. I have my A row frozen so I can scan through the data pretty quickly here. And what I'd like to do is, and you probably know this, but I just want to go through how you can format your spreadsheet and make it look nicer. So one thing you can do is you can change the font. So for example, let's say I want to make my row one, row one bolder. I can just click one and I can hit bold. Okay, so right then and there, now everything is in bold because that's really the title of the row. I can even do things like this. I could center the row. So I could click here, just like kind of like in Microsoft Word, I can center the row. So very easy things like that. By the way, I'm a little sloppy over here. I probably should. Actually, this is a good teachable moment. So let's say I don't want to expand SAT reading 25th percentile. I just want to keep this row small. I can do a few things. One thing I could do is reduce the font. So I could reduce the font, and that's pretty small. What I could do, I could also go back to being a size 11, and I could go to Format, Text Wrapping, and I can wrap the text. So I'll do that again. You can go to Format, Text Wrapping, and wrap the text. And that way, it'll actually widen the row enough so that the type actually gets in there. So I'll do that. I'll do that for all of these that have that issue, and you can wrap the text. And again, I want to show you guys how to make this look professional. So you can wrap the text. All right. You can even do that for some of these rows that are very wide. So cost of room and board, I can go to form. I can squeeze that row down, and I can wrap the text. And that makes it look a lot more professional, and it also takes up less room on the screen. So I can do that with application due date, etc., etc. So you can really make this look very professional if you just do a few very simple things. Another thing you can do is you can shade in rows. So some people get hung up, if you look at this, it kind of looks like a mishmash of numbers, and it can be hard to distinguish which rows are which. So something else you can do is you can select multiple rows at a time and change the shading behind them. So for example, let's say I want every other row to be a different background color. So what I can do is, let's say at Florida State, that row is going to be white. George Washington here is going to be, I want to make it a different color, but I also want to make row 5, row 7, and row 9, and row 11 that same color. The problem is if I hit row 3 and then I hit row 5, row 3 unhighlights and 5 highlights. So what you can do is hit row 3, click row 3, and then press the Command key and hold it down, and then press row 5. By the way, Command is to the left of the space key, or to the right of the space key. Keep holding it down and hit 7, hit 9, and hit 11, and then I can go here, and if you just mouse over it, you'll see it says fill color. And I could pick any color I want to. So I could pick a light gray like that, and that has a nice effect. I could pick a color. Now if you're going to do a color, you want to do a light color. All right, something like that, like a light blue or a pink is just fine. Whatever you like, get creative with it, but don't get too creative with it where you can't read what it says. All right, so now I actually don't like that. I'm going to undo. By the way, this button is undo right next to the print button. This is undo, or you can press Control Z. And I go back to pink. I go back to blue. I like blue. I like the blue. So I'm going to keep the blue. Something else you can do on here. As you notice, when I put these costs of tuition in, they come out and they are just numbers. You can actually format the row to make them into dollars. So if I click F, it highlights the entire column. And I can go to Format. Just that same row that we were in text wrapping. You can go to Number, and you can actually tell Google Sheets what kind of number this is. So I'm going to tell Google Sheets that this is currency, because that's what it is. And now it gives you $21,673.00. I'm going to go back, and if I look here, I don't really want these cents. And if I look right here, I can even decrease the decimal places. And now it's just in dollars. In fact, you can actually convert this to dollars by using this dollar symbol right here. But I did want to show you both ways. So you can go to Format, Number, and there's lots of options, and there's even more formats. Or you can just click the dollar sign. Whoops. You can click the dollar sign right here. And if I want to decrease the number of decimal places, I can just hit that twice. And I'll do the same thing for the cost of room and board. I'll hit $, and then I can decrease. And now, if I put a number in this row, so for example, I put 4,000 here and press Enter, it automatically formats it like a number, sorry, like a dollar amount. So it really is a smart program in that sense that once you do something, it'll pick up on your pattern and do it forever. Some other things, obviously you have your bold, italic, you have your strike through. You can change the color of the font if you wish. So let's say, just for effect, let's say I wanted these rows to have a different color font. So text color, I can make them red. I could make them orange. Don't go crazy with this, but it's just, I just wanted to show you some formatting options. And I think that's about it for this video. And so go to your spreadsheet and try to make it look nicer. That's a really important aspect of doing these sorts of things. Thanks, guys.